Since The Witcher 4's reveal, gamers have been scrutinizing CD Projekt Red and their commitment to chasing those sweet, sweet ESG dollars, but now gamers are torching the CDPR CEO for hiring woke activists as he denies the company has worked with Sweet Baby Inc. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, yes, CD Projekt Red has created some amazing games in the past. After they took the years to work on Cyberpunk 2077 and they came out with Phantom Liberty, it was a really great experience. All of the Witcher games are really phenomenal, even though they did move away from the source material and they made quite a few changes. It was still a very fun experience, but now gamers are torching CD Projekt Red CEO Michael after he claimed the company was not working with Sweet Baby Inc. Now, we can see clear as day via their webpage that they are worried more about hiring activists who check off boxes on their checklist than really talented, passionate developers. This is a direction a lot of companies are going in right now, and they are no different. But in a post to X at the end of last week, Nowakowski touted the number of employees still with the company that worked on Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, which, for all intents and purposes, should be a really positive thing to hear that they are able to keep so many developers, that the people that worked on such an amazing game are on the next title. And I do have a lot of worries about The Witcher 4, but I still am pretty excited to see what they're doing. I hope it's going to be a very fulfilling experience, but it is hard to imagine all of the changes that we know that they've confirmed that they've made at this point, like putting Ciri through the trial of the grasses. That's very worrying. I'm not a big fan of that. She was already the closest thing we had ever gotten to a female Witcher. They should have kept her going in the direction she was already going in, and she basically should have just taken over for Geralt without going through the trial. She could have done basically everything Geralt did, and that would have been perfectly fine. Everybody would have been happy with that because that was the natural direction that they were heading in. But no, they just have to throw out the source material and go in this new modern direction. But now he has to damage control because people were responding with, I love how they keep pushing the word that they still have staff who worked on the previous Witcher titles, like we don't know they lost the prime meat from the bone, which is true. A lot of ex-Witcher devs have gone to their own studios and created their own games. Like Gord, for example, really phenomenal experience. That team was primarily Witcher 1 devs, and they did a really good job with that too. And no matter how much they tried to spin the story that they have a lot of devs that are still working on the newest game who worked on the last one, we know that there are quite a few questionable people amidst their ranks. This person, though, continued with, they also don't want to openly tell you about the Sweet Baby Inc. employees working for them now. And he responded with, we are not working and never worked with Sweet Baby, never even heard of them till recently, to be honest. Also, we have not lost prime meat, as you have put it, and as previously detailed by YouTubers, CDPR has lost a lot of its top talent, including at least 11 directors and department leads who exited the company by 2021 following the release of Cyberpunk 2077, which is not good. But furthermore, while he claims his company is not directly working with Sweet Baby Inc., it did hire one of the biggest Sweet Baby Inc. defenders in Mary Kenny after she worked with SBI during her time at Insomniac on Marvel's Spider-Man 2. And I say this all the time, if you can go to work and leave your politics at the door, I do not care who you are as long as you are creating a phenomenal experience. If you can leave your personal politics at the door, I don't care if you're a Sweet Baby Inc. defender or an ex-Sweet Baby Inc. employee. I do not care if you're a radical leftist. If you are not inserting any of that BS into the game you are working on and you can still create an amazing experience, that is what should matter. But yes, it is very hard to just ignore the fact that he must not know about his employees' work history or he's intentionally lying about it because she is somebody who has worked with Sweet Baby Inc. She has defended them and she was affiliated with them. So now there is that tie between SBI and CDPR. Now, it is good that he is saying they have not worked and never will work directly with SBI. But if you have enough employees with that mindset working on a game and in your workspace, they're bound to make a very negative impact on your title. But Kenny, of course, is on record telling DualShockers that every lever must be pushed. She said there are so many of these devs and they want players to want to design experiences that tell the player we're here, we're important, and we belong. Of course, narcissism at its finest. And in order to obtain this, she said, we need to pull every lever we have. And people are going back and forth on the CEO's thread saying in 2020, I want muscles so I can effectively punch gamers and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily. This is Kian Mayer, who is the franchise and lore designer. I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want. You want to punch gamers or you want CG to punch you? Me and Caitlin will punch gamers together. Maybe you shouldn't hire people who hate the individuals they're making games for, because it's just going to lead to gamers boycotting this experience. And the company, of course, also has its own diversity and inclusion policy, which is publicly posted on its website. And given all of this information, gamers torched Nowakowski. Yellow Flash had said, why does your lore designer hate and want to punch gamers? You don't work with Sweet Baby, but you sure do hire some questionable people. Cryptic said, never even heard of them till recently, to be honest. That is pure cap, at least in my opinion. But he said, nobody buys this. Stop insulting people with that kind of statement. You have literally a fully disclosed DEI policy, and you explicitly have told people who are fans of SBI. I honestly don't believe you. I'm a nobody and I heard of SBI at least a year ago. There's no way you haven't heard of them. You literally hired an SBI defender to push agendas. You could change the course immediately and regain your glory. Don't focus on social politics, please. I wish that they wouldn't, but they are a company that definitely has over the past few years, and I just want the good CDPR to be making good games. Is that really that hard to understand? It is for them, apparently, because they're hiring people who want to punch gamers, aka the reason you have jobs. Without gamers, you wouldn't have this job, the studio wouldn't exist, and you would not be making any money. So you'd think they'd show us a shred of respect, but of course, they never do so. I think in the next few weeks and months, things are going to continue to get worse for CDPR because of the types of people that they're hiring. And it is hard to sit here and believe the CEO because he's saying, oh, I never even heard of them till recently, even though Gamergate 2 started a year ago. And even before that, people were talking about SBI and narrative consultation companies. So it just seems like he's straight up lying, which doesn't sit well with me, because why are you going to treat me like I'm an idiot if you want my money? Really not a good look. So I will be keeping my eye on this, but right now gamers are torching the CEO for hiring woke activists as he's denying the company has worked with Sweet Baby Inc. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.